Yes, thank you. I am David Koralov, an 11th grade student at Centennial High School. It's an honor to address the Howard County Board of Education. I would like to provide some context to Policy 7000 on workplace diversity, which also naturally ties into issues of discrimination. In the end, I will also make suggestions on what to include in the policy. Let me bring up a few statements I heard throughout last year. You can never trust a brown boy. All women do is eat. She's Asian, so she's weird. I mean, seriously, people in Baltimore should just stop being so lazy and get a job. These statements were not made by my peers. They were made by different teachers in my presence in front of a class or a group of students. The first point I want to make is that such statements are commonplace, and yet they hardly ever get reported. Naturally, my classmates found these statements to be absolutely disgusting. However, I was the only one to confront any of the teachers and the only one to eventually contact the school administration. Maybe other students were too concerned for their grades or afraid to speak up for some other reason. Second, the school administration was definitely not supportive. I found the response to be completely inadequate. The principal could not even formally acknowledge that any teachers did or said anything wrong. On one occasion, I shared my experience with an African American teacher I had. He responded that the situation among the staff was yet worse. I recall in Glen Oak High School a couple of years ago, some students painted swastikas and racial slurs all over the building. Their principal, rightfully so, made this information publicly available and expressed outrage and concern. Would my principal not be justified in expressing outrage publicly at the statements I quoted, especially given that they were said by teachers? The teachers that made the most outrageous comments still work at my school, while the only African American teacher I've had since middle school was terminated last year. One reason I'm speaking to you is to make you aware that while most of the teachers are certainly decent people, there's an atmosphere in our schools that tolerates racism. Another reason I'm speaking is to suggest certain measures you could take to improve the situation. First, students and staff should be provided with instructions detailing how to report discrimination and should be encouraged to do so. Second, most importantly, information on all such complaints by school, including the findings, should be made publicly available. Thank you very much.